the Bison Football Show with Coach Tim Polasek. Brought to you by Gate City Bank for a better way of life. And Pepsi.
From the 36-yard line, got a seam down the middle, cuts back in. Look at this. Mikhail Ford is going to go for a touchdown. The true freshman.
Senior day, and in the second half, a little bit of a twist with some future crop of Bison coach Mikhail Ford going all the way to the house as the Bison wrap up an undefeated regular season. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you. It was awesome. It was like the first half was all about the seniors, and the second half was all about futures. I mean, we emptied the tank. Everybody got to play. I don't know if that was 88 guys or whatever, but that was a cool play, seeing Mikhail come through with the big punt return.
Yeah, first career score for Mikhail Ford and a 62-7 win for the Bison over St. Thomas. Welcome on in. It is the Bison Football Show along with Coach Polasek. I'm Sam Neidermann. Great to see you, Coach. You were just on ESPN this morning as well. We've got a bracket revealed, and now we got our Thanksgiving bye before we get ready for playoff football.
It's one of my favorite stretches of time, right? We sealed up the #1 seed. We talked about slamming the door on that. And then we got 3 really important practices and workouts and so forth. But Thanksgiving and being in Fargo for that is really cool, whether my wife Jill has her family in town or we go out there quickly on Thursday. I'm not sure yet. But I look forward to getting the kids a little bit of a break.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun week here in Fargo. Let's take a look at how it all went down yesterday. Senior day inside the Dome. This was cool. Junior Bison Club after the Stampede March, and, of course, the Senior Day ceremony.
Yeah, Stampede was awesome. And then the Junior Bison Club, I gathered, I think, 2 or 3 groups for a picture. And those kids are so appreciative. They love the Bison.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see. We picked things up. Opening series for St. Thomas. Nathaniel Staling right on the spot.
That play told us a lot. The way that Nathaniel and Donovan were working together there, and then the PBU breakup by Donovan, that's a fast start. I mean, that was a jet game counter thing, and then we knocked it down.
Yeah, 3 and out for St. Thomas, and then on a second play for the Bison offense, Barika puts his foot in the ground, off to the races. A Senior Day score for West Fargo's own 74 yards, Coach.
Really good read. I wish we were a little bit cleaner on the front side so we could have stretched that. It would have been even cleaner. But I thought his one-on-one move on the corner that he made fall down was awesome. And then Barika getting the opportunity to finish with speed. We haven't had many of those. And it was funny, when he came out of the tunnel, I said, Barika, your best is still out there, and we're going to need it.
And he delivered it for sure. More to come from BK. 3rd down and 6 ensuing St. Thomas possession. Darius Gibbons with the INT.
Well, and he's getting hot. The coaches on defense may or may not have got a message that we got to work harder at catching the ball and making some plays. And we've been getting hot lately. And I thought Chris Harris just showed an elite burst there, after catching that and getting north and south. And then we run the slant play over the left side again. And Barika's on pace here to break the all-time record for touchdowns.
That record is within reach. 19 on the ground for BK. The D1 record 21 by John Crockett and Tyler Roll, and then the all-timer 23 by Jeff Bentram. 3rd down and 3 for St. Thomas. Ensuing possession, the Tommies able to get a first down here with Jay-Sean Todd on the wheel route. That would put them into Bison territory. 2nd down and 2. Amari Powell over the middle. Talon Edey back-to-back weeks with a pick.
And those guys were communicating double post. With number 2, the slot receiver being on the line of scrimmage. That was a pretty high tendency. Our guys, they were calling out multiple things during the game, and so they were ready to go.
Another takeaway for Code Green. 3rd down and 9. Bison 19-yard line. Cole going deep. Bryce Lance behind the defense. All the way untouched, 81 yards. Coach, longest play from scrimmage this year.
Well, it goes to show you what footwork and rhythm can do for you. If you look at Cole here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hitch, ball out, and we run it down, with the matchup that's obviously in favor of us. But so much of that starts with protection and then the quarterback's footwork and rhythm.
Bryce Lance with the score from Cole Payton. NDSU pouring it on early, 21-0 Bison. 3rd and 13 here for St. Thomas. Powell over the middle to Todd. Well covered by the Bison on the check down. Logan Kopp able to cover up for the stop. Tommies would have to punt later in the first quarter. 2nd down and 6. Cole Payton back to pass. Dancing around. flipping the hips, and then he rockets it downfield. BK playing center field for the score.
Yeah, normally you don't worry about a guy catching him, but with the running back, being all the way stretched out in the scramble drill, I had a little bit of concern that BK would get it done, but he's Johnny on the spot, and really good in the scramble drill. Again, we've talked about that all year, and Cole can extend plays. Protection was good. They shut down option 1, so we extended it, and we made a play.
47-yard score for Barika, his third of the game. 2:06 to play in the first. Matthew Stenbroughton laying down the lumber.
Well, you're starting to see the burst, right? Like anticipation coming off the game and then just triggering, and he's starting to play pretty good.
Yeah.
And then DJ, I thought we blocked better. I want to see our bad plays be a little bit better, but there were some gaping creases in there.
Yeah, DJ had a nice day at running back DJ Scott, and then Cole Payton to Jackson Williams. Good connection for the first down. Third down and 5. They would connect once again. Omaha stand up. Cole Payton to Jackson Williams. 43-yard score.
That was good. We had an advantage on the outside, and it was funny. Somewhere on Tuesday, I said to the guys, let's not overcomplicate this, but let's make sure we push the ball. If we run hard and push route depths, we're going to get them off us, number one, to throw it in front of them, then we can throw it over their heads.
Williams with the TD. 35-0 Bison. Defense continue to put in good work. Logan Kopp, the captain, on senior day with another stop. 3rd and 4, Raj in a tight window.
That was awesome, right? We're executing that, 3-by-1 slant play pretty well. And Raj is really good after the catch.
Yeah, then 3rd down and 8. Cole Payton rolling out once again, pumping and finding Mekhi Collins inside the 25 for a Bison first down. Nice 3rd down connection. Another one here from the St. Thomas 19. 3rd down and 8. Payton under pressure, and then he goes down.
Yeah, it's a weird area on the field where you get constricted a little bit with your pass concepts, but we got to be more decisive there. We don't want to see too many of those plays. If Cole wants to pull it down and run, he can, but we cannot be waiting around. And then Nathan comes in here. This was huge. We wanted to get a 2-minute drive for Nathan. He's been really good in practice.
Yeah, big 2-minute situation after a stop after the field goal by Ozick. Bryce Lance wisely out of bounds. Still have a timeout in the back pocket. 41 seconds to play in the half. Hayes back to throw, and he connects again with Chris Harris, and now you're down in the gold zone, Coach.
Yeah, and we got that timeout left, and this was a good call by Nathan. He went deep into the inventory. We've worked this concept, but it's not the number one thing that we normally go to, but really good high-low concept to get Bryce on the back of the letters in the back of the end zone, and then you can see Nathan plays with pretty good conviction. I really appreciate how intentional his anticipation and his responses were great.
Bryce's second score, great touchdown drive by Nathan Hayes. 45-zip Bison at half. You take a look at the first half stats brought to you by Nonak Insurance Company, Coach, and a lot of offense there in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah. Listen, our guys came ready to play. And with all due respect to St. Thomas, and I do have an appreciation how they coach and play, they play hard. That day was going to be about the Bison, and we started talking about that last Monday. Let's not make this about anybody else, but playing to our standard, to our very best. And when we do that, we're going to be a tough out. And the one thing that I will say is that we have to clean up the turnovers. I don't want to see any of those because it's going to take clean, tough football moving forward.
No doubt about it. 45-0 at half. We'll take a break and have more to come here on our Bison Football Show. Second half highlights here on this Senior Day victory for the Bison after this.
What does it mean to be a mutual bank? It means we don't have shareholders, and we focus on serving our customers and communities. As the region's only mutual bank, we offer flexible financing and fast local credit decisions for your business. Provide you peace of mind on closing day for your new home. Loan options to help you move forward when life hits you with the unexpected. Being a mutual bank isn't just how we're set up, it's how we show up. Every customer, every community, every day. Mutual makes the difference.
Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
Why do we do it? For these moments. To be grateful and focus on what we have. To reflect on what truly matters. In the blur of life, we often take our blessings for granted. So today and every day, choose gratitude. Have a blessed Thanksgiving from all of us at Shields.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Ding dong.
Mountain Dude?
The mountain is calling.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and that cool, refreshing mountain dew. Yeah, give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Back here on the Bison Football Show, Coach Tim Polasek, Sam Neidermann here with you. Let's jump right into our second half highlights for the Bison taking on St. Thomas. Senior day, 45-zip Bison coming out of the half. Elijah Wayne, the freshman coach, getting home.
Yeah, Elijah with a big-time play, but I was so happy for Oliver Lucht. You know, we've been beat on this play in practice with our futures group, and he did such a great job of carrying number 3 vertical.
That would set up the opportunity for Mikhail Ford. We saw it to open up the show. The freshman from Lincoln, a little shimmy. He's down the sideline, and then there he goes all the way in the end zone. 64 yards, his first career score.
I got to be honest, I think about Craig Bull because that was his old high school where Mikhail came from, and that coach was convinced this guy was going to be a good player for us, the head coach that's there now. And he is decisive, you know, cuts back. That's where all, you know, returns always have a great cutback in them. And so really pleased with that unit. There's a lot of young kids. There's Vokal right there, 86. A lot of freshmen out there on that unit blocking for him as well.
Yeah, Coach Klyman and the coaches booth, they were going crazy on that one upstairs at the Dome. 52-0 Bison. Powell with the quarterback scramble. They threw out this double pass, Coach.
That's an MO of St. Thomas. They're going to play the full 60, which I appreciate, and they're just going to keep kind of firing at you, and it was good for our young guys to go through some of that.
Yeah, and then the field goal looked like a little bit of trouble with the snap, and they tried the fire call, and nothing was there.
I think the kicker got a little bit scared about us blocking it and didn't pull the trigger, and then we, you know, Johnny on the spot.
They would set up the Midwest Dairy drive of the game. Dairy, your game day MVP. It's high-quality protein, helps build muscle while powering our team through practice, game day, and beyond. For better performance and everyday health, Dairy helps us all bring our best game. This started at the 9-yard line. Coach Nathan Hayes at quarterback and operating downfield.
Well, that first play is critical. It shows some good improvement. If you remember Indiana State, Mackay didn't quite work back to the ball enough, and then he got that caught, and then we had some yak, and then we did establish some run game with our, you know, our real young O-line, and that was good to see. And then some backs, right? Found some creases, a little bit different burst from Miles and Cortez.
Yeah, Miles Mitchell with a couple of totes, Cortez with a first down there, and then that would set up Cade Osterman. Tiptoe act for the touchdown.
Well, he's a strong kid. You know, he was a multi-athlete, you know, at Elk River High School as far as playing some quarterback and things, and that's what I thought he could bring to the table. But again, I'll come back to footwork, rhythm, accuracy on the throw.
24-yard score. Then Alante Burley crashing in for the sack fumble. Ball was loose. Obal Nyankuru comes up with the recovery. It's a code green takeaway.
It was awesome. You know, I'll be honest with you. Alante, you know, came to us and said, Coach, I've worked hard at academics. I want to rejoin the team. I said, you're going to have to earn everything you get. And he's done that for us, and I have a real appreciation for what he does, you know, for us on the scout team, always being ready.
Pretty cool moment for Alante. And then Drew Klein, this was his first field goal.
A lot of cool moments for a lot of guys first, right? Here's a fumble. I mean, we haven't lost a running back fumble all year. I know Coach O'Jerry's not going to be happy about that, and we got to get that cleaned up. And then they did a good job with some quarterback run game that's a little more complicated on our futures. But this is going to be such valuable tape to look at and to be able to assess where we're at.
This was the last play of the game. St. Thomas called a timeout to set up this 3rd and goal. They fumble at Chance Simons with the recovery, and everybody going crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I appreciate them playing the full 60. I was really happy to not see them get in the end zone.
Yeah, good stop to put the cherry on top. 62-7 Bison. Your final stats brought to you by Nodak Insurance Company. The total yardage coach above 600 is just on the outside for top 10 all time, and then obviously the defense doing its job with 4 takeaways.
The defense has just been tremendous, getting better and better. I really like the enthusiasm and the energy that the young guys played with. I didn't think you could look out there and say, man, that's a young group, or we're getting knocked off the ball, and they still had their ones out there. And so that was a really good test for us. We moved the program forward on Saturday. That's really, really fun. The 2 fumbles, we're going to get that addressed, and we're going to leverage that, and we're going to do ball security on Monday. But getting 4 takeaways is just huge.
After the game, Barika Kpeenu, our Nodak Insurance Player of the Game.
Barika Kpeenu is our Nodak Insurance Player of the Game. Barika, before we talk about your performance, just describe the emotions of today being senior day. What was it like running out of the tunnel?
So surreal. Like, you don't realize it until it happens. I feel like senior day just came, and I wasn't expecting it, and all the emotions, all the hard work, all the things that you put into this game, and it's all coming to an end, and it's so sad, but it's something to like celebrate at the same time too. So I'm so blessed. I thank God for everything, my family, and and this team, my teammates. They do an awesome job, and I'm so grateful for them.
154 total yards for you and 3 touchdowns in your final regular season game. What was working for you and this team today?
I think just our love for each other. We came in this whole week. We just felt the love from each one of our teammates, and I think that's what propelled us into this game. You felt the love and the energy and the connectivity that we have with each one of these people that we got on the team, and that's what got us done today.
12 games and 12 wins. Can you put that in perspective on how difficult that is to achieve throughout the year?
Super difficult. You're doing things that you don't want to do at times, and you put in so much time and effort, and so many sacrifices got to be made, and we thank God that we have this opportunity, and we want to keep it going. That's the motto, and that's what we're going to do right now.
Barika, congratulations on this one. Best of luck in the postseason.
154 total yards, 3 total touchdowns for Barika on senior day.
Well, you can see him. His wheels are turning as he answers those questions. You get different guys. The senior day either kind of jumps up on some guys, or they've been preparing for what they're going to say, how they're going to feel for well into a year. And I'm so appreciative of Barika trusting the staff. He was one of those guys that we had to cultivate and build a relationship, and I love him.
No doubt. Let's take a look at him again on our Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota carry of the game. Get coverage that moves you to a new state of well-being when you carry blue. Learn more at bcbsnd.com. 74-yarder, coach. The cutback, the moves. Break it down for us.
Well, it's one thing to hit that cutback on the first level, but then to keep plugging away and putting pressure on the third and the second level. And once he got that DB squared up, that's where he's doing a better job. Right there, he got him squared up, and then, was able to hit the crease and outrun some guys. And then you see the effort here, too. That's Bryce Lance. Running down in front. We talk about it all the time. Our perimeter Rams got to spring these big runs. There's Mackay. So you got 2 receivers at the point of attack downfield as well.
Yeah, pretty neat play. It's our Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota carry of the game. All right, we're going to take another break. When we come back, this week's Olaf Anderson feature, getting to know Dylan Vokal.
A better way of life is better days off and better nights in. Better hellos and better goodbyes. With locally approved, financed, and serviced home loans, Gate City Bank makes buying a home simple. Welcome home. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
Why do we do it? For these moments. To be grateful and focus on what we have. To reflect on what truly matters. In the blur of life, we often take our blessings for granted. So today and every day, choose gratitude. Have a blessed Thanksgiving from all of us at Shields.
Hey, grab me one too.
Welcome back, everybody. Bison Football Show. Coach Polasek, Sam Neidermann here with you. It's time for this week's Olaf Anderson feature. Getting to know Bison wide receiver Dylan Vokal.
It's definitely a little different than last year, but it's great to go out there every week and play as hard as we can at practice to get those older guys ready for the spotlight on the weekend.
Have you had the welcome to Division I moment yet?
Gosh. I mean, we haven't really had a whole lot of live tackling, so I haven't gotten blown up yet, but it's only a matter of time. But yeah, I'll get smoked once.
How different mentally does it adjust to? You're used to playing all the time. That this is a complete 180 of what you've been used to.
It's definitely an adjustment for all of us freshmen because we come from being one of the top guys in high school to going back down to the bottom. But I think just learning from the older guys and knowing that they all went through it and just trying to put your head down and keep working and know that opportunities will come eventually if you keep pushing through and grinding.
And you're watching a Bryce, Raja, Chris, Makai. Are there any mental notes like, okay, that's something I gotta work on?
Definitely, it's fun watching all the film and watching in fall camp and stuff, watching the releases that they have and just how crafty they are. It's super cool to watch because last year I was watching them on TV and now I'm watching it in person and stuff. So it's pretty cool just to try and take notes on what they do and try and implement that in my game and get a little better every day.
Dylan Vokal out of Maple Grove, Minnesota, coach, one of many young receivers who are coming up through the ranks.
Well, many young players that I think are going to be pretty good. It's interesting now we can start getting into some recruiting stories. You know, Chris and Jan, his parents were both athletes. One of my favorite, initial sit-downs was with him and kind of figuring out what we're going to do with him. And I remember there was a moment in there with the parents. I was like, we got to have this guy. He's a winner, a great baseball player, played some running back, safety, receiver. And then what a room he has in front of him, to learn from with all those senior receivers, somebody to rub off that way. And so been very pleased with Dylan, and he's a good leader, and he personal record last week in the hang clean. I think he did 285 or so, and so that's pretty cool.
Nice. Gotta love it. In the weight room, all of it for Dylan Vokal. All right, we're going to take our last break of the show. When we come back, previewing the FCS playoffs. We got a bracket and a path to Nashville for the Bison.
What does it mean to be a mutual bank? It means we don't have shareholders, and we focus on serving our customers and communities. As the region's only mutual bank, we're here to help. Whether you're growing a business, financing the unexpected, or buying your new home. Every customer, every community, every day. Mutual makes the difference.
Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
Why do we do it? For these moments. To be grateful and focus on what we have. To reflect on what truly matters. In the blur of life, we often take our blessings for granted. So today and every day, choose gratitude. Have a blessed Thanksgiving from all of us at Shields.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
Life is full of beautiful moments. Adventure, fun, excitement, and sometimes the unexpected can happen. With Nodak Insurance, you can keep doing what you do. Use our technology to file claims quickly online, on your phone, or lean on our award-winning service team so you can get back to what matters, living life uninterrupted. Nodak Insurance. Agents with answers.
Wrapping things up here on the Bison Football Show, we got the bracket this morning, 24-team FCS playoffs, and it is set. You take a look at the entire field there. The Bison, the #1 overall seed. Montana State won the Brawl of the Wild yesterday, so they get the 2 seed. Montana #3, and then Tarleton State is the 4 on the Bison side of the bracket. Bring you back in. Coach Polasek here with us. Coach, you look at the path. Here's how it looks on our side of things.
Well, here's what I know. It goes through Fargo, and so congratulations to our players, for getting us in that position. I think that's first and foremost. I'm really interested in, the Harvard-Villanova matchup with Lehigh sitting here. They were back and forth on the 4 line, and so I'm curious about that, and then we all are curious because of the in-state rivalry, right here. And how good is Tarleton State? Can they play with the toughness that North Dakota has? And to see how this shakes out, UC Davis's quarterback is awesome. I watched him early in the year, and Brent Vegan has talked a lot about him, over on the other side, Coach Viggs at Montana State. And so it's going to be interesting. It's a lot of fun. This is fun. Mm-hmm. And our players work so hard to get to these big moments, and that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. 6 Valley teams making it in, Coach, the whole field.
Yeah, and it's the right thing to do. I mean, in the middle of this season, when you were looking at the matchups from week to week, and to see the physicality and the strain that, Illinois State, Southern Illinois, Youngstown, North Dakota, South Dakota State, and South Dakota were putting in just to position themselves. And you know what? South Dakota did a great job. I mean, they had a 12-week run of football, and for them to kind of bounce back after our the defeat in our game was really pretty remarkable. The other side of the bracket's pretty cool as well with South Dakota State and South Dakota and Youngstown.
Yeah, it's going to be a dogfight. Everybody trying to get to the Music City for the FCS National Championship. Bye this week for the Bison. Get the winner of Illinois State, Southeastern Louisiana, and of course it'll be a noon game December the 6th, so we'll make sure to pack the dome. Coach, always appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Go Bison.
Go Bison, guys. We'll talk to you next time. For Coach Polasek, I'm Sam Neidermann. Big thanks to our entire crew. Until then, go Bison.
Football Show with Coach Tim Polasek has been presented by Gate City Bank for a better way of life and Pepsi.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.